Hello.
Good evening.
Welcome to Tuesdays Tea. No, Tuesdays Testimony Talk and Tea. Got to
Yes,
get it
yes,
right.
yes.
We have changed the name. I was about to say Welcome to Testimony Tuesday, but it is actually Welcome to Tuesdays Testimony Talk and Tea. And we are so excited because we have some special guests on with us on tonight.
Very special.
We are super excited to have the Wards joining us on tonight.
Yes, sir.
Come on in, like, tag, and share. Get someone else to join in at this time. If you are there, please say hello. We can see that some people are watching, but we cannot see who you are as of yet. So if you'd like to go ahead and tell us hello, so we will know that you are there, but we are super excited that you are joining us. We are glad to be back.
Yes, we are.
It has been so long.
Been too long.
Oh, yes. Hey, Pastor Terry, how are you? Hey, Pastor Florence. Yes. Hey, Kay.
Hey, I know Lee in the background.
Hey, all y'all.
Yes, we are so glad that you are joining us. Hey, David, thanks for joining. We are so excited to be back. It has been so long. I don't think we had the last Testimony Tuesday, I believe, might have been in December. So we are so glad to be back. We are glad to start a whole fresh new thing. And we've just put a little spin on it. So we've added just a little bit more to it, just to expand a little bit, expand our talks. But the testimony is still top. So our base scripture is Revelations.
Yep. It's still Revelation 12, verse 10. And it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our God and the power of his Christ. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death.
And that is so true. There is power in the testimony. There is power in the testimony. Amen. And so we were going to start in February with the Wards, but we jumped on into March. And so I am excited. This is, I call it our love edition. Okay. So I see your shirts, Love and Marriage.
Yeah, Love and Marriage. Y'all be watching Love and Marriage. It's so good. Okay. These are some phenomenal hosts here. I'm telling you.
They will have you laughing all the time.
And helping you at the same time.
Helping you at the same time. So when I thought about it, I thought about Love and Marriage, and I thought about you all. And you all have been married. On April the 29th will be 30 years.
Wow.
30 years. Which is amazing within itself.
It is.
Wow.
Because nowadays people don't have the longevity in their marriages.
Yeah.
A lot of times they argue, they feel like they're not compatible at the moment. They see something that they feel is better and they give up on their marriages, which is a sad thing. But I think I can say for all of us, we stood the test of time.
We stood the test of time.
We stood the test of time. And it's all through God. And I'm so glad that I didn't give up when it was hard, because we would have missed the good part. And I feel like now we're at the good part. And so I often tell people it hasn't been all good, but it's been all God. And so when he is in the midst of it, it doesn't matter. And really the now just overshadows anything that was, the building of it. It's just amazing. And so we want to talk to you all on tonight and have the Wards talk to you as well. You all are the business owners of Advantage Care. You all are ministers in your own right. And so you have a lot that you all have to balance, and it's not always easy. And so not only were you all married, but you all had children, and now you're grandparents. And so tell us from the beginning, how did you meet?
Been over at a place over there in Butner called Murdoch Center.
Okay.
Just happened to be working over there, and Janice was working at a building across from us.
Okay.
And I was working with a brother, Bishop Irvin Davis.
Yes.
And he was in the office talking on the phone one day, and come in. I said, every time I come in here, you on the phone, man. I said, who you talking to? He said, I'm talking to my son. You ain't got no son. I said, give me that phone. Let me talk to him. He gave me the phone. And I laid some lines on it.
Okay.
Broke her down.
I broke me down.
Next thing you know, she was coming over across. We went out and ate lunch and something. And went on from there.
30 years later.
30 years. Here we are.
And here we are. So,
Ain't that something?
That is amazing.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So let it work.
Breaking down, he did that part. I don't know what that means.
like I said, she's still here.
She's still here.
Yes, sir.
So you did something right.
That's right.
You did something right. Because she is still here.
I love it.
I do. That is good. That is
I
good.
always say that she got me by her cooking, because Janice love to cook as she can cook.
Yes. I'm a witness.
She got me with that corn pudding.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's what I always teach.
So then that saying is true. A way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Granddad always used to say, son, marry a woman that knows that there's more room in the house than just the bedroom.
All right.
It takes a little while for a young person to catch on with talking.
Oh.
But as you get older, you know that you want her to know where the kitchen.
That's right. That's right.
Else, you know?
But that's wisdom.
Yeah, that's wisdom.
Yeah.
That's why I say, you know, as we grow older together and stuff, I just thank God that, like you were saying earlier, that we are at the place that we are now, that we stood the test of time. They give up and throw in the towel at the early age, because now it's the blessing time, the harvest time.
Oh, yeah.
The time to come in and that we can laugh. That everybody gone from the house with us. Besides when Leah come back.
She ain't never going nowhere.
I mean, that's the fruit of our labor.
Absolutely.
We didn't did it, and I'm glad we did, because I'm happy. I love Janice. You know, even through some of my mess, she think I ain't moving fast enough. But hey,
putting them light
it is what it is.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you all make it through hard times? What would you say? Because as I stated before, people are ready to give up after a disagreement, after infidelity, after, you know, he might lose his job, she may lose her job, you know, not being able to contribute to household, things like that they're just ready to throw in the towel. But you all have been able to stand the test of time in so many areas. How did you do that?
Well, what worked for us was, even though we went through what we went through, and both of us were knew God, that's what held it together.
Yes.
In the roughest of toughest of times. Because the relationship that we had with Christ, and that's what love and marriage mean. The love is Jesus Christ.
Yes.
It is not our love for one another, because the marriage is a covenant within itself, but the love of Christ,
right,
and knowing and accepting him. You know, they're married people that love God, and you know, the divorce rate is up in the church.
Yes.
But if you got two people that's not willing to humble themselves to each other and do that marriage the way Christ said, it's not going to work. So marriage is work. You know, you look at it on TV and you see this, happily ever after, but we was fooled. You know, it ain't. It's what you put into it.
Wow.
And because Christ was on my side, and our pastors at the time, Reverend Pugh, he sat there and he just when I could have left and was scot-free, he laid that word on me. He said, I'm your uncle and I love you. He said, but this is what the Bible said. Two are willing to reconcile.
Yes.
You know, y'all can make this work, but the devil wants y'all apart. So you can't see what the good part is, but he comes to come against. That's why he's so he just the marriage. If he can break that marriage up and knowing that unity, what God would do with just us two, y'all two, that's his job. So, and I was hurt and crying through it. I got to do this. And that pricked my heart.
Yeah.
It want to say, okay, and it helped me to forgive and. It helped me us to be able to communicate, to be able to talk about it, the whole thing, all the way out, everything, why, my part in it, what made him feel like that, and knowing that he had to deal with his lust and fleshly desires, and we had to talk about all of it, all of that, and that's the communication part.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when people go through infidelity, and that was part of our tough time.
Right.
You don't want to talk about it.
Right.
And he was like that at a point. Well, why we got to keep talking about it? And it was, I needed that. I needed to talk about it with somebody. He didn't want to go to therapy. I had questions.
Yeah.
I wanted to know. I had questions. So when when God truly delivered my husband, we were able to talk about it.
Yeah.
We were able, and he would let me talk about it, and that's when the real deliverance, the forgiveness, the compassion, and the sorry, I knew that it was okay.
Yeah.
This is over with. God has delivered us from this that tried to destroy our home and our marriage. So talking about it, just that's therapy. Is the key.
It's the key. I love that. Big, did you want to say anything before?
Well, like Janice was saying, and it is communication is the key to a marriage.
Yeah.
You got to be able to stuff. And when you go in and you shut down and you don't communicate, it's gonna build up. It just keep building up a wall.
Yep.
And the wall get higher and get stronger, and that you can't really break through.
Right.
But words will break through doing the stuff, And some of this stuff people don't realize that some of the stuff that we do as we get older, it's a reflection of something that we've been through back in early childhood, or what we done seen. Right. Or we brought through.
Learn behavior.
When I was coming on in this stuff, my father, my uncles, my cousin, they always said, a woman just couldn't walk by them, so that you folks said something too. Or doing this stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're supposed to step up and showing that you the man, this and that. And when the marriage and stuff, coming into something new or doing stuff like that, it's still, the devil is still behind you, still have a trap until you start become wiser and mature enough to know that one woman is enough for you.
Right.
This the one that God gave to you, it's enough for you. All of you blindfolded, I don't care what color you is, what denomination you come from, all you gonna see, all you got. You wouldn't know the color,
right?
Unless you touch heads or whatever and stuff like that. But it's God really made me realize that she is enough woman to all handle right here.
That's right.
I don't have to go out doing the stuff like that. But it was something that had come up in you, a bill, and other people come up and they see what the tradition of what their parents did. The children usually follow that same road.
It's true. So it's learned behavior.
It's learned behavior.
Yeah.
It's learned behavior.
Wow. I think you hit something key, Janice, when you talked about the church. And I think it is powerful that your pastor was there for you in that capacity to be able to talk and walk you through it at the moment, to show you God's way of handling things. Sometimes I don't know that the church does a good job in that area. Now, how do you feel like, because I think for us, church impacted our marriage so much because it was church first, and then us, which is not the correct formation. And notice I did not say God first. I said church first. And I think that was the biggest problem. Jim, what do you think?
Yeah, it was actually church first. Then after church, it was the kids, and we came in there. We had to get in where we fit in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so
that's not a good foundation for your home and your marriage.
It was so out of order.
Yeah. So out of order.
Yeah. But we thought that we were really serving God.
Yeah.
So, but in the end, we understood that wasn't the correct order.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. But it took time. So, when we, went to another ministry, I remember one day saying, "Oh, my son has basketball practice." And I was feeling like, I hate to even tell him, I'm going to miss Bible study. But, and he was like, "Ayana, chillax." Pastor Jackson says the funniest words, but he was like, "Chillax." He was like, "Listen, God established family before he established the church." And so he established family in Genesis. He established the church in Acts. The family is first. And it set me free. I was like, oh my gosh, like you're right, And so when you know better, you do better.
You do better.
And so, and we learned the hard way. Time is something you can't get back. And we invested so much time in the church that other areas, like our marriage, that was lacking. And you opened the door for the enemy.
Other things to come in.
You really literally opened the door for the enemy. And I can remember a time, just speaking of like opening that door, like I wasn't paying attention to stuff, people grinning and all the things, and I'm not paying attention to it because I'm literally working in ministry. I'm doing all the things. I'm working in ministry. And I remember one day this girl asked to use my phone. Again, I'm not thinking anything. Asked to use my phone and wanted to use my phone to get my husband's number of my phone. And I found out later, of course, but this is when you're not focused, you're not paying attention, and that was terrible on her behalf. Let me just stress, but, and I did, find out that she had done that later, but those are just ways, footholds, that you leave open if you're not paying attention. Anything in the church, in the church.
And that's where a lot of relationships, right, sitting right there in the church. Husbands, pastors, deacons have stepped out on their wives with other women that's in the church.
Yep.
It happens right in the church, right there in the church. They're watching us. I had a young lady one time when we was pastoring Advantage Ministries, and she said, I see you can't get to you and she was another lady's husband, because y'all when the service over, they run straight to y'all.
Wow.
And I'm like, said what? What you mean get to them? You sitting back,
right,
looking, what you trying to do? And people come to the church looking for husbands.
That's right.
They come into church looking for boyfriends and girlfriends and relationships. They come. That's what it happens there.
Yeah.
So, and again, Pastor Pugh, I heard him say way on, ain't been that long ago, that he told Pastor, I think he told it to Pastor Hayes. He said, don't do like I did.
Right.
I thought the church was supposed to have been before my family. Everything was, the church. Missing the children's grow up in their sports and all that kind of stuff. He put those stuff. So he realized it and he shared it in his latter days of pastoring, So when we on one accord as husband and wife, and I think I said it to you, If I said it at the retreat, if my husband we know each other's assignment in ministry,
right?
So he just ain't gonna come up against. Well, I'm teaching Sunday school. Well, I want you to do this at 10 o'clock or 10:30.
Right,
he ain't gonna come up against that.
Right.
But for me to leave my husband at home, we're gonna go on vacation. I can't do that because we can't do all that. People have just didn't prioritize their marriage at all. They put it before God, put the church even before the Lord.
Yes.
That's what you're doing when you do that.
Yes.
Because God told them, I want you to love her just like I love the church.
Absolutely.
Yeah, love her like I love the church. Yes. Do good by her.
Yep.
Treat her nice.
Yep.
So that your prayers will be answered.
That's what the Bible says.
That's how much he loves. I love God.
And he loves
us. Yeah.
He does.
We just gotta know and get somewhere with someone you can, we at different churches now. And I battled with that, and I battled with it. I prayed, and I said, Lord, give it to my husband. I know I want to do this. I feel this is for me. This is what prayerfully, I'm still praying that we're going to end up in ministry together.
Yes.
But I know God knew what was best for what I needed. Mm-hmm. And he knew what was coming down the road,
right,
and all of that. But
so how does that work with your relationship being in two different churches? Is it okay? Is it working for you all?
It's wonderful.
It's working out fine. Like you said, I know, I go visit her.
Yeah.
I go to the church and she comes with me and all this stuff. I feel that I'm on a just assignment, from the with my pastor and the leadership that he had me in there, and everything that had happened, that he passed away. We got a new pastor,
right?
That we wanted, and I'm here to help our pastor helping him being a strong leader to come into a new venue,
right?
Coming into this, because it's got to be, it's something on you to you can be the person the minister there, but when you become the pastor,
right,
it's a whole lot more, more weight and stuff on you.
Absolutely.
So we there, and as the deacons, we supposed to be the bridge, the gap in between, so she can stay focused on the ministering part.
Yeah.
And we serve the people.
Yeah.
And stuff. So I'm thinking that is my assignments for right now. I'm not
right.
saying that I'm not going to end up with my wife.
Right.
There, but right now,
this is what your assignment is. Mm-hmm. And I love that. I love, sometimes we think that because we grew up in this church, it's supposed to be the forever, But I love how you said for this season, this is where the Lord has you, because seasons change.
Yes. Exactly.
And so where you are today is not, nobody wants to stay in the same spot all the time, never grow, never, And so when the Lord continues to feed you and you begin to grow, sometimes, and a lady said this to me before, like any plant outgrows a pot. Mm-hmm. If you keep feeding it, it keeps growing. Wow, it outgrows the pot, and you have to replant it into a bigger pot that can contain it, And so I think that is true with ministries. Your assignment may not be there for the rest of your life. It may, I don't know, but sometimes we are so bound by tradition. And my mom went here and my grandmother went here, and and you're so bound by that you don't allow yourself to grow in moving and things like that.
Exactly.
But it's important to follow God.
It is important
at all costs. Follow
God. That's
God.
the part.
Yeah.
And when I went to my husband and I told him, and I said, I want you to pray about it. I said, you said, no, I'm not going.
Right. And I love how you submitted to him.
He released me to go. He said, go.
I love that because he's my head.
Exactly.
I don't care what he's the priest and prophet of my house.
Exactly.
And so I submit to him. So that is good.
And when he released me, I didn't care what nobody else said.
That's right.
I can answer them flat-footed.
Yeah.
He'll be sitting in church. I'm looking with my phone. He done text me and told me he loved me. I said, you ain't paying attention. You ain't paying attention. He ain't walking by church. I said, look at him. He ain't even paying attention. He ain't even paying attention. He didn't think about me.
Yes, I love it.
But I'm just excited. And my bishop, McKnight, he, you know, when I say I'm going with Vic or we doing this, it's just
and he's okay
awesome.
with it. Your leader is okay with it.
He is okay.
Which makes another difference because sometimes the control in churches is so strong that people don't want you to, you know, if you say you're going somewhere else, they're scared that you go. They're scared.
You can't go with you to visit nobody else, but we want visitors to come to our church.
Right. We want people to come visit.
I'm going to visit. Then you say, well, I'm going to go visit them. Where you going?
I said, I'm going in here and see Bergiana. Bishop said, go ahead on, represent.
Oh, see?
That's what
so sweet.
That's the spirit.
That's why I love him. Yes. And that makes a difference.
It does.
That makes a difference.
It does.
It makes a difference. Such a blessing.
It's a blessing. And we out the church, we be texting, where we gonna eat at? We come together. He talk about how Pastor Jones preached, and I be saying, child, Bishop couldn't even preach today. It was just, we just was just flying through there. What? I said, he ain't preach. We got reset so bad, so good at the Pastor Bird's.
Yes.
And it just residue just fell all over. It was just a spirit of deliverance in the house. I said, woo! It was something.
I love it. I love it.
But but don't, if I can say this, don't allow, if you happen to be in a ministry that's pulling you away from your spouse, you got to check that.
Yeah.
You know, you got to say, the husband need to say it.
Yeah.
You know, but don't do that. I always tell my cousin, Pastor Terry, right there, I saw her, how when her husband wasn't even in church and she was in church, she always, I watched her. She respectedly, she ain't never, I mean, I ain't gonna say what she didn't never do, but I believe God was allowing me to see that for a reason.
Yeah.
She always honored and was able to humble herself to her husband.
Yeah.
And not to, you know, and I saw that, and I will always respect her for that. And absolutely. I know somebody else was watching her, you know, and he won't, but she always gave him his props. She always made sure folk know. Well, I got to ask Lee.
Yeah.
I got to ask Lee. I got to see what Lee said about that, you know. So don't allow nobody that, because you going to your house and they going to theirs.
Yeah.
And then you got to be here.
Right.
Oh, no, you done left me at the house sick and you then at the church shouting and testifying. And your husband or your children at home sick.
Yeah.
People have done that.
Yeah.
And pastors and leaders have made them think this what you still come on so you can pray for them.
Right.
If your prayer won't work, you got to go into church for your prayer to work. It's something wrong.
Something's wrong.
There's a revival needed for your soul.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
So, you know, we gotta work on that. And I feel so good now that I allow my husband to be the head.
Yes.
That was my thing. I was being the head. You know, I was just I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this big, or we get ready to do this. You know, I was just that strong-headed, couldn't just independent, just telling him, and he just sat back and let me did it, and it was easy. I had opened up a big hole in the door, and it was easy for someone else to walk through.
Yeah, it's so true, and I think I can totally agree with that. And I was working so much in ministry, and I thought this was what God would have us to do. Like everything I did was unto God. Like I'm serving my leaders as unto the Lord. You know, I'm thinking that this is just all God. You know, I'm just working, and it took me a little while to realize, but I thank God for him, because at the time I would be like, June, come on, da, 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 you know, but he could see more than I could see.
Yeah.
And so I appreciated him so much more later. And like now I can say it, you know, because it was as if blinders were off of his eyes where they were still on mine at the time. And so I didn't know. But he put his foot down.
Yeah.
And when he did, I listened, because I often tell him, I trust the voice of the Lord that comes out of your mouth. And so because I listened to him, and the final thing he said to me, you remember that about if I return back, I was going to turn into a pillar of salt. Woo! And so when he said that, I was like, whoo, I won't go back. I won't look back. Like, you know, but it was hard for me though.
Yeah.
Because I was so used to, you know, doing so much. I had gotten used to it. John, what do you have to say?
Yeah. I mean, this is really good. Pastor Terry said, "That's my king."
That's our king.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, you know, and when that happens, it's like it really doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. But because you may be so focused on doing what you think is right.
Right.
But then if you take a moment and you step back, the people that you are serving, and I said the people that you are serving, you can look at their relationship and you can see that, well, from what you can see from your standpoints, there's no lack.
Exactly.
But you're not thinking about your own, because you are so busy trying to make sure that this area, you know what I'm saying, in their lives, every need is met, everything is, everything is good. And like you said, at the end of the day, when you get home, you got some resistance, or your house is really tore up, and everybody else is at home relaxing, watching TV, sleeping,
Yeah, and I believe y'all probably like us when it comes to leadership, is in us. To work, to help you. I feel like I'm I was from when I was at Jones's Chapel. We were way back then.
Yeah.
So when I got saved, my heart like connected to the leaders.
Yeah.
And I saw my mama do it. My mama, she loved the leaders. She fed them. She would do little things for them, and she was always trying to make sure they had what they needed. So I came up under that.
Right.
I learned that, and when I got in church and got saved and gave my life to Christ, and that was a part of me. I wanted to do that. I wanted to feed the pastor. I wanted to make sure they had what they needed. I wanted to be right there to, and then I had to, I deal with that like that. And I feel like that's on me. Like, a part of what my assignment in ministry. I don't care if I ain't doing nothing else.
Right.
That's just us. And and Vic,
that is definitely
as I sat there and listened to him what he said, the reason why he at White's Grove. He still connected to Pastor Pugh.
Yep.
And he feel like what he's there to through this transition. That's what he said to me.
Yeah.
So I got to be patient and wait until God release him.
Right.
To that. But I'm not gonna tell nobody. I'm praying for my husband to be with me, for us to be together in ministry. But I respect. He didn't say, Janice, no. Right. I ain't moving. I'm not coming there, because we was in ministry at Advantage Ministries.
Yeah.
And we end up leaving, and And I was trying to figure what I was gonna do, where I'm gonna go. Because I was gonna go over and join Divine. I said, let's go to Divine. And he said, well, if we're gonna leave, I'm going back. We going back down here. We're going back down here with Pastor Pete.
Yeah.
So that was in his heart to do.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So I'm not gonna. I'm just sitting right here waiting. To his change to come. I ain't saying he leaving. I ain't. You know, I'm not praying that he leave. You know, I'm not. Absolutely. I want him because everybody should be happy.
That's right.
I want him to be where God would have him to be.
Yeah.
I'm not in. If it was the old me, oh, it would be something going on. You going with me to church? Why you don't want to go with me to church? Oh, you down there? You got some woman that was the old me. Until he would just probably say, "Lord, let me go on with James to church because it ain't gonna be no peace in this house."
Right.
But that's not me anymore.
Yeah.
I trust God.
Yes.
Me and Vic talk about. We even talk about just out of nowhere the things that he'll come in from the gym and say, "I just love you. I'm so glad we're still together. I didn't let this go happen or this, you know, and things." And because I said, don't forget, the enemy knows what happened with us.
Right.
So just be on guard. You know, you up there at the courthouse up there with them women and clerks and them lawyers. I'm saying it to them. But he coming back to the house to me. Yeah, we talk about it and we laugh about it, but we know what the enemy's desire.
That's right. So
you got to prepare yourself. He got to know what.
That's right. Because the enemy doesn't have any new tricks. He knows what you like. He studies you enough. And that's his job, to kill, steal, and destroy. So if he can come another way, he'll come. That's what he'll do.
I heard y'all talking back here a couple of weeks or so. It began with a thought.
Yes.
Y'all said something about a thought.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So if the thought get inside your head, that's where it's gonna start.
That's right.
To and stuff like that.
That's right.
When I said it, it's one thing that when I was taking up some years ago, taking up motorcycle ride, they said wherever way you look, if you looking this way, that's the way that motorcycle goes.
Wow.
It happened to go in that same way. That's why you need to stay focused.
Yes, that's good.
If you look this way, you going that way.
That's good.
You drift that way.
That's good.
That's why where you looking at?
I'm looking straight ahead.
And who?
But look, this is what I want to ask June.
Keep your eyes on your prize.
I would tell you that the strength in our marriage, and I love it when we do go to these seminars.
Yeah, marriage retreat.
Marriage retreat. Now this last one we went to, even the other times before then, you know, it just like put more fuel into the fire, because you think about all the other couples there, and if you haven't ever been to a marriage retreat, you need to go to one.
Absolutely.
Because it's not saying that, well, I don't want nobody to know my business. Well, everybody is on the same accord.
Right.
Every marriage have problems.
Everyone.
And if you choose to want to talk it out and ask questions or go along with some of the game, you find out and learn something about your spouse.
Absolutely.
Too. You really do.
Absolutely.
You find out and learn something about it. So I thank God for Connie and Vincent, them for their last marriage retreat that we had went on and stuff. And the more people was there, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So after me, and we had fun.
We did.
We had plenty of good food. But it was always something that when you stand and you looking in their eyes and you talking about to them the way they have us doing it's something that you put more foundation upon your marriage that it won't sink.
That's right.
You know, people say, well, I ain't gonna lay on no sofa and talk about it. Well, you might sometimes need to want to lay on the sofa.
That's right.
And get it out. Because when you go to a therapist,
come see me.
Yeah, you're a therapist, a good therapist let the person do the more talking.
That's right.
When I start to slow down and stuff, then they throw a little something up there to get you wind back up again.
That's right.
And that's what those therapists do. They help you. Because what you got coming out of here is going to help you. Because what's inside is going to keep piling up and tightening up and just mess up.
That's right.
But yeah, that's what a lot of marriages.
I often tell people, and I use this example of a soda can. When you keep stuff bottled up on the inside and you shake a soda can up, so you going through different things and things are shaking you up on the inside, but you refuse to talk about it. You apply enough pressure to a soda can, eventually the contents that are on the inside are going to spew out on the outside. But the sad part about it is they go to places that they were never intended to get on. And so those things get on things that they were never intended to get on. However, if you just sit it down, pop the top, and pour it, it goes where it's intended to go. So it's important that you talk and in a safe space to get it out in a safe space.
You know, we had our leadership meeting like the Saturday, the 1st, from 10 to 12. Pastor King, Pastor Durham, and Pastor Jones. We was doing it like that before Reverend Pugh had. So they doing it now quarterly. We was doing our stuff. But what he said, he came and he said that you know what we hold inside of us is there, and we don't know what we might say that might help somebody else.
That's right.
You know, and it comes out, and you helping somebody else, and a thought that somebody else would be going on home and say, "Well, wow, I didn't know that Vic and Janice had trouble in their marriage,
right,
or do this and that and stuff." And everybody has some
everybody.
You know, it's no perfect marriage, but you got to learn how to deal with it, to talk about it, doing the stuff. Now, I'll be up at the courthouse, and the percentage of people 55 and 60 years old, the rate of divorces is going up.
Wow. Older people been married 30 and 35 years.
I don't understand what I'm saying. And they asked this lady one time, the judge asked her, "Why do you want a divorce?" "I'm just tired." She said, "What?" She said, "I'm tired." "Tired of what?" "I'm just tired." You know, must be all this stuff that in the pile up and kept. They never come out. Stuff and got up. Yes, that like that soda then it went the wrong way.
Right.
You know, stuff. Instead of you to set it down and pop the top and let's ease on and talk about these things, they want to build up to get that tired about it. So it's sad to say when people get that far, that deep.
It is, but a lot of that is because of the lack of communication. We won't talk about it, and sometimes I feel like men have a hard time talking. I often tell June at the beginning, like he was so quiet, and you know, I'm just all the time, but he was just so quiet, and so he didn't share a lot. He's learned how to talk more. You know, he's still kind of quiet sometimes, but he has definitely learned how to talk more, which has enhanced our relationship.
Exactly.
Most men, like you said, you know, and I don't know why we are like that, but it is, and we'll listen, we'll get in, and then some of the things, it's like this teacher said a long time ago, a kid, no matter what they like to read, let them read something.
Right.
So no matter what we talking about, if we're talking about working on the truck, listen to what we're saying. If we talking about playing football, Janice, I know she don't like all this different and she's sitting there and be asking, you know, the thing, and we talking and stuff and communicating and this and that. It's showing interest that even if she probably way off, got the phone going, whatever she still want to do, she's still right there with me when we talking about stuff. So,
and that makes a difference because we want you to hear about our stuff.
They ain't gonna hear you.
That's right.
So you know what? I learned how not to tell him everything. You know, not keeping things from him. Especially when it comes to me. You know, if something is bothering me, like, and at some point, maybe someone is bothering me. I'll be there and then. That's how I say it.
Selective and saying.
I'll wait till I'm okay. And then I'll let him know. And he said, "Well, if you okay, then I'm gonna be okay."
Because they take it on too.
Because I don't, you know, and to me, wisdom, I learned not that everything I had to be selective in how I tell my son. You know, if somebody coming up against me or something, I be careful with, because you don't want to incite a situation. So I believe it comes a time that you gotta not say keep things from your spouse, but it comes a time when you gotta be prayerful about when and how you gonna tell them.
That's right.
You know, and I learned that, because you don't want them to get themselves in a situation where they, you know, could be locked up or do something.
Right, because they will retaliate.
I know Big don't play about me.
He don't either.
He don't play about me, and I've held him back sometimes from some stuff. You know, I mean, he always said, Janice, you know how to handle yourself. Yeah. I believe that. If somebody, a man, approach you wrong or anything like that, I know you can handle yours. But if it come where you said something and they don't bag back, then you better come and tell me.
Right.
You know, but I don't have that problem like that. And I know how to let folk know, you know.
Yeah.
Big is mine. Yeah. You know, people, men will settle things.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But go ask my husband.
There you go.
You know, when you I wouldn't mind riding that. Or ain't that pretty? You show mighty sexy in that. I said, yeah, my husband thinks so too. You know. I said, he up there at the courthouse.
There you go.
Yeah. But we know how to, you know, but back in the day, like, you know, I said, now, devil, I know you don't think that I'm skinning and grinning. I'm thinking I'm cute and feeling good for myself.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be cute for nobody but my husband, you know, but the eye is the eye what the eye is, but you got to carry yourself that you ain't walking around trying to be tempting nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
that's right.
Men have to deal with their selves, and women do too. I don't want to carry myself in a way that I'm causing a man that.
That's right.
You know.
Yep. Absolutely.
And vice versa.
Absolutely. Yep.
A lot of people, you know, they see men and females in the uniforms pulls a lot of eyes to people.
Authority.
People walking on in a uniform, they could be military uniform. They say, oh, they're in the military.
That's right.
They work for the sheriff's department. There's a police department. And some people, like you said, they want to have authority.
That's right.
Do this and that, and some women try to use what they have to get out of things.
Yep.
All the tickets, doing stuff, you know.
You ain't telling me about that. Come on, let me bang this chair back.
You know,
let me bang this chair back.
There used to be an old saying that, you know, they still say it when they first get on there, when they pin it on.
He done got up here and waited to testimony Tuesday. He ain't told us something.
This right here can get you a whole lot, but don't let that get your job.
There you go. That's right. That's right. That's right. Y'all have tickled me.
I know. I got to tell Justin that. Y'all gonna pay them tickets.
But this is good. This is good. And I think it just, you know, it's amazing how when you have God in the midst, the Bible says that a threefold cord is not easily broken. And so when you have God in the midst, He'll keep you if you want to be kept.
He will.
And so
thank you.
Even, you know, with us, it's so funny when you talked about, so Connie and Vince have a marriage conference that is held on Valentine's Day
weekend
every year. So you all need to join us next year.
Yeah, and
but
moves.
Yes. So this year was in Burlington. Very good. And one of the things, even with us, that we talked about was me and my tardiness.
Vic was so happy that came up. That conversation came.
He was so happy.
Oh no, we ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that.
But
Janice, listen, that Saturday night, yeah. I said, they set me up. They set me up. They set me up. We got back. I thought I was gonna cut a little grass.
She was mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They speak. Got in the bed, turned her back and everything. I said to myself, "Hey, what the world wrong with you?" Hey, Vic, a lawnmower running. Lawnmower running, boy. Some grass and speak.
Oh, that's
hey, Vince and Connor, hope y'all looking at this.
He's telling the truth.
Yeah.
But the next day, the next morning, we had a long conversation.
Yes, sir.
He was. Yeah.
The truth hurt you though.
But it was so, and like I said, it was the truth because I am late all the time. So he wasn't telling the tale. And the truth of the matter is, even though I wanted to make the excuses of why, like I have to do this, I got the game, I got my mom doing this, and all the things, the truth of the matter is, when you prioritize and put things in order, because we knew months in advance that we were going to the marriage conference. So for us to get there late was ridiculous because it wasn't a emergency that came up and made us late. It was just me. And
well, I mean, and there were some things that I could have done as well. I mean, but I just said we ain't talking about this.
But I have been doing better.
You've been doing much better.
On time. So it was great. So I love Sharina and Lionel. I'm so excited that y'all did that because for real, even though I rolled my eyes, I had to get myself together.
Next time, I say y'all pick somebody else.
No, because we need to continue to deal with those things. Because and I just said this in one of my groups on today. What you don't face, like you have got to be able to face everything to make it better.
Yes.
And so you can't expect things to get better in different areas if you don't face it and talk about it. Exactly. Now, it's not easy to do, especially when you're stuck in your ways, as I am, always late for everything. But it helped me. Yeah. And so even though it was hard, it helped me. And I'm open for that.
Oh, yeah.
It took me a few hours to get open. But
these lips are sealed.
But it was that way. That's right. That was bothering you, and y'all needed to talk about it.
Yes, and it was wonderful.
And it didn't only help y'all, it helped others.
That's right.
The
actor on TV said, the truth, you can't handle the truth. And that's everybody.
But I got so tickled. I know Joyce was up there. That Sunday morning, y'all was gone. Joyce, I gave you text.
I did.
Joyce said, I got a praise report. I didn't know what Joyce. I thought she was going to say, somebody was sick and they had got well or something. She said, Minister Yana said that they got to church and they was on time.
On time. We were before
her laughing. George was so serious about it. Everybody was laughing. I said, Lord, she was down. And got that
on time this Sunday. Like I've really been doing good. I have really been doing good. So I am proud of myself, even though it was hard. And that's one thing about marriage. It's not always going to be what you want.
Yeah.
But if it's going to make the other person happy, and it's something I need to work on anyway. Self-improvement.
Exactly.
It's a part of marriage. You have to be able to work on yourself because, and I tell people all the time, it's not easy for somebody to point out your flaws.
Yes.
And you don't want to hear bad things about yourself. But if you take a moment and hear what they're saying, the truth of the matter is, yes, I do need to work on some places, that area, and presentation is everything.
Yes.
So the way you say
it, you gotta be
but you have to have them. And I love that. The hard conversation. We need to do, y'all need to do something called the hard conversation.
That's what I love about those conferences.
Yes.
The different stuff. Some come out.
Yeah.
Not just with you guys, but with us and everyone else in there.
That's right.
Cool,
and even how we got on the conversation, I was sharing with you that one of the couples on that Sunday, how they lady.
Oh yeah.
Her husband was saying that he just was brought up. When the pastor moved, he supposed to move, and he supposed as first.
Yeah.
And she just said, can I just have one day?
Isn't that something?
And that just, and then I said, wow. Yeah. And he was sitting there with her, because he was in and out leaving. Y'all weren't there that Sunday morning. And he was with his wife. And so I believe from that Sunday, their marriage is going to be different.
Absolutely.
Church and all the aspects of what he was doing, it's going to be different.
Yes. And leaders, let me just say to leaders, please be mindful, of your congregants, be mindful of them. And they have lives, they have families, all of the things. And I think Pastor Jackson does such a great job of that. He never, as a matter of fact, I fuss sometimes because he never wants to tax the people. And so he'll not tell, he may have to preach somewhere. And he may not even tell you that he has to preach just because, it's this, we just had this. And so I don't want to tax the people. So he may not tell you, things like that. But I would tell him all the time, give us the option.
Exactly.
If we want to come, if we want to support, just give us the option to do it, But he is very big on not taxing the people. And I love that about him because I've been taxed before. Yeah. And I don't ever want to pay those fees again.
You don't want to pay.
So I will not pay it again.
He went and died on the cross for us and didn't give us an invoice. He gave us a receipt.
Come on. Ain't that what he gave us?
Paid in full. You ain't got to do this. I have done it for you. So I'm running around with my receipt.
Yes.
And we got to carry that thing. The price been paid, baby.
Yes.
And I thank him.
Yes. Guys, we are going to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight. If you know a couple that needs to hear some of our transparency on tonight, please share this, tag them in it, however you do it. And so we have just a little bit of tea that we are going to leave you with on tonight. What's the tea, honey?
What God has joined together, let no man put asunder.
All right.
I believe that's Mark 9 and 10. I don't know. Go check it out.
Okay. All right.
All right.
It's the truth. That's good tea. That's good tea.
Mark 10 and 9.
Mark 10 and 9.
Yes.
Hey. Hi, Francis.
You got to go back and look at the replay.
Yes. So, guys, thank you for joining us on tonight. Wars, thank you. Please tune in.
Tell them how and when Love and Marriage.
Yes, Love and Marriage. We on every Sunday night unless something comes up and we try to announce it. But Sunday night at 7 to 8 o'clock. Come listen to us. We're not no certified or licensed counselors or clinicians, but she is. Yeah. We just talk about us and how we handle things and just our testimony from week to week and just sharing, because some of the things the foolish things sometimes is what will help folks. And you find out it ain't that serious.
Right.
Some of the things that
well, it's biblical. The foolish things of the world
confound the wise.
Confound the wise. That's the scripture right there.
Love and marriage, where you can't have one without the other.
That's right. Yes, so join them every Sunday evening at 7 o'clock p.m.
Yep, there's no better way to wind down your Sunday evening than get
while you're just laying there. Tune in, listen to them.
Yes.
I think you were talking about momentum.
Yes.
In your marriage. And I think that was the last thing they talked about. Very, very interesting, very good stuff. So join them. And Vince and Connie, they may have some things coming up. Lorraine, we'll put some stuff out that the couples have. She usually has a couples date night, once a month as well. And I think it's important for us as couples to be able to fellowship together. We used to go out together, and so just doing it in a Christian, healthy atmosphere to help build, because you invest in what you want to grow.
Exactly.
And so where you pour your investments in, that's what's going to grow. And so you want your marriage to grow, invest in your marriage. Invest in your marriage.
In the New Horizons group, the marriage retreat, they have this thing that says, we listen,
but we don't judge. That's right. All right, guys, we're gonna
we got to let everybody know, because we can't not recognized and say it again. She has posted it, and a lot of men are really, they don't want to go to no counseling, no marriage counseling. They don't want to go to none of that. God done blessed us with Ayanna Lewis here with what is it? Healthy Mind, Healthy Me counseling and therapy services.
Yes.
She is open
right here at the foundation.
Yes, and you can come, and she ain't gonna tell nobody your confidential, and it can be just as laid back, I believe, as you want it to be.
Absolutely.
You gotta just come on and
come on, book your appointment.
I promise you it works.
It works.
Yes.
It absolutely does work. And I'm a listening ear. No judgment. This is a no judgment zone. It is confidential. When you come in, you're going to sign my confidentiality statement, all of the things, because I'm not going to tell your stuff, but we're going to walk this journey together to health and healing and growth in areas of your life. So, Yes. And so that's it, guys. Thank you for joining us on tonight. I see so many comments up here that we were unable to
Yes, Miss Sexy Sandra. Don't forget to send me my invitation, girl, because I know it's coming.
Yes.
Lord, there go LaShawn.
LaShawn up here.
I posted that suit for you today.
I saw that suit you posted.
I said I wanted to give Vic that suit.
Yeah.
And tagged her in it.
She liked it too. I'm sure she did. Guys, thank you all so much for joining us. Yes. Thank you. Tag, share it with someone. We appreciate you being on tonight. Thank you. Any last words? Anything?
No, we just want to thank the Wards again for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate them.
Thank you for having us.
We're just glad to have you guys.
Hey, Marissa, communicating shortcomings without judgment. Yeah. All the way from almost in Texas.
Hey, Pastor Peace.
Hey.
Bishop Peace.
Yes.
Thank you.
She just got her husband and went on about her business. Just left us up here.
George Harris and Geraldine Champion, we love you all too.
Thank you all
Geraldine
for joining.
Hey, Geraldine.
Yes.
God is so good.
He is. Hey, Miss Lorraine, thank you for joining us on tonight. Bryson said he met you all at the conference and they love you.
Yeah, that was his wife. They
presented together. Him and his wife presented on that Saturday. The boys.
Okay. Yes. Miss Boyd.
What up, Travis?
Hey,
Travis up there too.
Yes. Hey, Travis.
Thank you all for joining us. Y'all have to go back and watch the replay. Hey, Dominique.
Y'all do weddings too.
Oh, no. I'll marry you. I do. Oh, yeah. Yes. I will marry you. Absolutely.
Counseling.
Yes.
Hey, Dr. French Meese.
Hey, Dr. Kingsbury. Tell the bishop we said hello. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. I think I got everybody that I can see. I don't know. Yes, Miss Brenda. Miss Sandra, thank you so much. Thank you. Therapy works. That's right, LaShawn. You owe it to yourself.
Hey, Natasha.
Hey, Miss Geraldine.
I get to come in there. When I come to see you, you ain't never in there.
She probably in the back.
She be out. She all over now.
Oh, because she big time now. Hey, Tasha, I love you. Hey, Travis. Hey, Doug. Thank you for joining us too. Hey, Tasha, you late.
Tasha, Fritz.
Hey, Miss Alice. Thank you for joining us. All right, guys. Hey, Pamela. Thank you for joining us. You all go back and watch the replay.
I saw my first lady up there.
Did you?
Yeah, but
hey, First Lady Danetta. I love y'all. All right, guys. We're going to jump off now. Good night. Thank you.
Good night.